Hey, this is Christopher McClure, and welcome to the Shift Show, where we bring spirit to bear on trending issues. And today I want to share an idea with you. This show's about how humanity can shift. And so this idea is a particular, um, particular angle on how that can happen. And so without further ado, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you be showing you a chart. Oops, wrong page. So here we go. Yeah, this is the ancient Enneagram, and this is a way that I use for organizing ideas and solving problems. Anyway, um, there's a book out. It's called Quantum Revelation, and it's written by Paul Levy. And I've been listening to it for the last few months and just finished it. And it's an amazing book. It's introduced by Gene Houston. It's really deep. It's about the essentially it's about the spiritual implications of quantum reality. But he closes out the book, right? The last like 15 minutes, he's talking about how how what happens in lucid dreaming is quantum reality, and if we can, as a species, we can um, be able to move from lucid dreaming to lucid waking, that it would in a sense create a, a, a new level of human of Homo sapiens. It would be the Homolucidius, is what he was calling it. So yeah, and like I said, this show is about how humanity can shift. So this is I think this is definitely a good topic. Um, so when we're talking about one of the things that I've identified as sort of a hurdle that humanity has to get over is we have to get over the way we're locked into the projection of our inner reality on the outer world. That projection, the veil of Maya, is that's as long as we are believing in the solidity of that, um, and taking no responsibility for how it's a reflection of what's going on inside of us, we're not going to evolve. That's my opinion. And the kind of the nuts and bolts of that is that there's basically you have the equation, the is that you have oneness, and you have you have an equation which is that you have oneness on one side of the equation and separation on the other side. There are actually two aspects of 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 reality, of creation, but we're really kind of weighted down on the separation side of things. Just believing in the separate reality of of you and me, and and just the whole form aspect of creation. And there's something that happens when we can see through that, and it's not that we get rid of the separation, but the separation, it comes into balance with the oneness. And in that this is like a polarity right here, the oneness and the separation. And the reconciling element here is that we see the seer, right, seeing, right? So it's like we wake up to the fact that we are creating our own reality, that we're dreaming. We're actually dreaming this. And so that dream life is really very similar to waking life, but we don't see that. And that's the thing that Paul Levy is trying to introduce and have happen is that when we can have the same kind of awareness in lucid dreaming as in lucid waking, that the lucid waking will become, that this projection will begin to, you know, let's just say untangle, and we will actually shift and become more responsible for what we are creating. So in terms of the, the sequence of how this can happen, the first step, of course, is for people to start remembering their dreams. It's like you can't very well have lucid dreams if you're not like remembering your dreams to begin with. So, but it's a fairly simple process, but it's a process that requires dedication. To be able to have a dream notebook and to be willing to wake up. To wake yourself when you when you are aware you're having a dream. You gotta pull over the notebook, or turn on the light or whatever, or talk into a recorder, and actually start recording your dreams. That's the first step. The second step is moving into lucid dreaming, and there's there's numerous books and written about how that can happen. And it's too big of a topic to go into here, but let's see if there's something I can basically say. There's basically two approaches. One is to wake up within a dream, and the other is to, as we're falling asleep, to maintain some kind of awareness, so that when we start to go into the dream state, we're actually aware that we're dreaming. And that's called, let's see, I forget. I forget the term for that, but basically it's, there's those two approaches, and but something that, and let me just give one way of waking up in a lucid dream. So it's when you notice, that like, it's like, I'm gonna kind of, I had a dream that was sort of similar to this, but I don't remember it exactly, so I'm gonna kind of extrapolate. But I remember I was in a bathroom, and there was a sink, and there was some water, or there was the faucet was on, but I believe what was coming out of the faucet was not water. And so it's that kind of thing right there, where you go, oh, wait a minute, this can only happen in a dream. That it's not water that's coming out of the faucet, it's something else. And at that moment, you realize you're dreaming, and then you can start to move through the dream with lucidity. So that's just a little bit said about lucid dreaming. Now the big question now, is like, say we get a group of lucid dreamers, and it's like, so how do they move into the lucid waking? The thing that's different about lucid dreaming and this projected lucid waking is that lucid dreaming is happening on a psychological or a psychic level. So the time it takes for thoughts and feelings to manifest is instantaneous. That can happen right away. With lucid waking, we're more immersed in the density of material, and so there's more of a time gap between what we think and feel and when that actually shows up. So that's a big difference that has to be taken into account. It's like the principles are the same. It's just there's a longer manifestation cycle with the lucid waking. So those are my ideas about this, about the Homolucidius, and I would like if anybody has any ideas about what you think of this to begin with, and how this can happen. How can we move? The question I'm particularly interested in is how if we can actually how we can get more people lucid dreaming, and how we can move from lucid dreamers to lucid wakers. That's the question. So I'm going to stop my share now. And once again, I'm Christopher McClure, and this is Welcome to the Shift Show, and the topic today has been Homolucidius. So please leave comments below.